Hey, what's up, guys? On the podcast, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. We back at it again with another episode. We got our co-host Joey back here again, like we never left. It is season 9, episode number 7, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Guys, we're back, and we're back for the long run. If you guys, oh no, I fucked it up. It's okay. I'm gonna restart this shit.
What's wrong?
Why? I forgot to get the Twitch. Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Forest Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Here with us today is our co-host, Joey. Back at it again on another episode for season 9, episode number 7, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Guys, if you guys have not done so already, check us out on Twitch. We are live there as well. This video will be going to our YouTube channel as well as uploading it to Kick. And we'll have some TikToks coming out there. Like I said, guys, we revamped and we're back at it again for the long run. So let's get started with the biggest game of the year coming in this weekend on Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the Super Bowl, guys. It's already the end of the regular season. And now it's to the last two teams, and it's the Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. That will be our first segment, and then our second segment will move on to the NBA trade deadline, which just wrapped up about an hour ago. Got some big-time names moving around, and we got some guys that were pretty big before the trade deadline started that stayed put. So we'll be going over that and all the biggest news there. But nonetheless, let's get going. Super Bowl time. Here we go, guys. I will be sharing my screen, and Joey will start it off.
Super Bowl, biggest game of the year. I mean, two teams that honestly, like everybody does not want to see. I mean, I'd be lying. I'm a Jets fan. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl and not win the whole thing. So, yeah, and that's the thing about Sam Darnold. Never slanders one word bad about his previous experiences. Always just kind of being a little grateful for his journey. So I really appreciate Sam Darnold for that. But a little bit about the Super Bowl, obviously, Super Bowl rematch. We all know what happened the last time the Seahawks faced the Patriots in the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 49. All right. Malcolm Butler on the 1-yard line. The decision to not put Marshawn Lynch in the end zone. Still haunting Seahawks fans today, isn't it, Zach? I mean, you kind of have PTSD, trauma, whatever. Seahawks fans probably are seeing their therapist or something just because of that moment, all that trauma. So, I mean, and on the other side, Drake May, such a fantastic player, runner up to the MVP. Zach knows how I feel about Matthew Stafford. That man is just absolutely incredible. So, let's see what happens. I mean, we talked before the podcast started, Zach. I mean, honestly, I don't see this being a high-scoring game at all. I mean, two top 10 defenses. The Seahawks are trying to make a name for themselves post Legion of Boom, and now they're trying to make a new Legion of Doom. That's what we should be calling them, the Legion of Doom, because they're that damn good on defense. But the Patriots are also good on defense. I heard that Tommy Spillane, who came over from the Raiders, is their middle linebacker, all pro, very good linebacker. He's questionable to be active for the Super Bowl. So that would be a huge loss on defense for the Patriots. However, let's see what happens, man. In my prediction, I think this is going to be a low-scoring defensive game. That's just my opinion. I'll let the floor to you, Zach, but I don't see this game being a 45 to a 38 type contest. I don't even know if I see it being 30 to 27, 30 to 24. I think the Seahawks are going to win. Let's find out.
All right. Well, I would have to agree with you on the fact that I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Again, like I said, Seattle's defense, as we know, is much better than the Rams' defense. And I also think that Seattle's defense has been playing on an unbelievable level for this entire year. I mean, Sam Darnold, like you said, has been playing out of his mind. Barring some couple games during the season where he was throwing a lot of interceptions and whatever, but that happens. Right. Their running game, Kenneth Walker, is a beast. I don't know if Huh?
He's gonna have to take the load because Charbonnet tore his ACL in the championship games in the NFC Championship game. So to think about it, Kenneth Walker's gonna have to get 25 carries in the Super Bowl if they're gonna want to establish anything. They're gonna have to utilize Kenneth Walker at times where they're really gonna need him. He's gonna have to be that red zone presence. He's a big back. They call him Quadzilla because his quads are huge. So, I mean, he's just got to pump the brakes and drive through guys.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I played Madden and I played against Kenneth Walker, and that dude is a beast. So any recollection or any kind of just, if we're going off Madden, then he's probably the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah. And I want to say this. I don't mean to cut you off like that. I want to say this too. We're also kind of not giving Ramondre Stevenson that respect. They're both two similar backs in two similar roles. You know, Stevenson was the guy before Henderson got there. Stevenson started to take a leap back because he had fumble issues. But once Rabel came in, he said, listen, man, you're not earning anything. Or you're not being given anything. You have to earn your position. This man had 3 fumbles in the first 3 games. After that, he's been terrific because he's been utilized for the passing game. And like the fact that they can find a way to utilize Henderson, who's their home run back. He's the home run back. Stevenson is the power back that can also be utilized in the passing game. Kenneth Walker and Stevenson roughly have the same yards per game. They're over 4.6 yards per game on the ground. And also Stevenson's right above that at 4.6. So Stevenson's going to have a big game. And that offensive line for the Patriots, two rookies going up against that Seahawks defense. DeMarcus Lawrence needs to be a beast for the Seahawks if they're going to want to stop Drake May.
No, I definitely agree with that. Like I said, I think it's got to be control of the football. They're going to have to establish, like you said, the running game. Their offensive line has to come to play. They got to keep Sam Darnold protected. That defense of New England is no joke. You can see what they did against Justin Herbert. You could see what they did against Jarrett Stidham. So you're definitely going to have to protect Sam Darnold because you got 2 defenses that are coming for blood. I think it's going to come down to the fact of defense. Who gets the turnovers? Is one of the offenses going to give a turnover? And if turnovers are a pretty good indicator, if you kind of have the least amount of turnovers to no turnovers in a game, you have a much better chance to win for those who throw the turnovers or commit the turnovers. So I think Seattle has to play turnover football. You can't give a short field to Drake May and the Patriots offense. Make them drive the football the length of the field. Don't force anything. I'm going to go on a limb here. I don't know who's going to win this game. I really don't. Both teams are just a little weary. If this was a Rams-Patriots game, I'd be a little bit more confident. I just, again, two players have never been this far in the playoffs in their career. Sam Darnold's been this is his first year that he's actually been consistently good, other than the Vikings season last year where he kind of went downhill the last 4 games of the season, including the playoffs. So I really think that this is like not a make or break for Sam Darnold, but he's going to have a lot of pressure put on him because he's got to come to play. I think a lot of people are thinking that he's going to wet the bed and legitimately just like crumble. I think otherwise. I think he's going to come to play, but he has to play turnover-free football. If he commits the turnovers he did against the Rams earlier in the season, where he threw 4 picks and 1 touchdown, they're going to get killed. So we got to kind of see. Like I said, I think it's going to be a lot of defensive football. I think I'm going to predict the score is going to be in the low 20s to maybe the teens. But it's going to be an exciting game. We're not going to get a Patriots-Rams where it's 13-3 in the Super Bowl. We're not going to get a crap game.
You better hope not.
I hope not. I do realistically think – I have a funny feeling that Seattle might really put it to New England. I hope not. I actually want a good game for me being back. I'm in New Hampshire now in college. I'm going for the Patriots. When I put my parlay, I'm doing 2 parlays. I'm going one New England wins and one freaking Seattle wins, just so it covers my behind, because I don't know who's going to win this game. I kind of want the Patriots to win. But that's because my girl's a Patriots fan, so I kind of want them to win.
Oh my god!
But to be honest,
hurt my heart, bro. Hurt my heart.
I'm sorry, but I really think Seattle's got this one. I think it's their time. I think New England's a 1 year, 1 year too early. I thought New England was going to have this type of year next year. I did not expect them to have this good of a year. I thought they were going to make the playoffs, but I didn't think they were going to be this good. But again, I think they've had a really easy schedule to get to the Super Bowl. Justin Herbert is not what we thought, right? I like him, but he's not that guy. Not to mention the Chargers team was just terrible. They were rooted with injuries going into this New England game. They couldn't do shit. Then you play against C.J. Stroud. He can't throw a football 5 yards without turning it over. He got 4 picks in the first half. And then you play Jarrett Stidham, which is not Bo Nix. So to be honest, they had one really good quarterback, bad team overall around him in Justin Herbert. You had a 1 year sensation CJ Stroud, and then just got carried by his defense the whole year. I'm sorry. I love CJ too, but he was carried. And then you got Jarrett Stidham. Bo Nix breaks his ankle in the freaking Buffalo game, and you got to play a third string to a backup quarterback.
I still think they win. I still think they win if Nix was healthy.
Oh, I think they won. I would have picked Bo Nix to win, but because that was the case, there was no way I had the Broncos winning. And it was a snowstorm. It was terrible. There was no way Stidham was pulling that out. Sorry, all due respect to him, but he's not a starting quarterback in this league. So I think they had a really easy path to the Super Bowl, and this is now their toughest opponent. And are they going to crumble? And what I always say is experience over youth. Most of the time, experience wins. And no offense, Seattle's got more experience when it comes to big games. Sam Darnold's been in the playoffs. He's been in games that matter. You got a number of guys that's been on the squad that's been in big games. New England's got one guy for me, and that's Stephon Diggs. He's the only guy that's made it to the AFC Championship game, to these games. Everybody else on that team is young as hell. Nobody really has made it that far. And if you are, then you got there from a trade. So I think their only experience is Stephon Diggs.
You're missing one key guy that I didn't expect you to say, but Matt Collins was in the AFC Championship game last year. Don't forget.
All right. Well, forget it. All right,
hey, Joe, wait a second. Time out. Put some respect on Matt Collins because he's the best blocking receiver in the entire league. Yes,
I give you that.
Best.
I forgot about it. All due respect to him, but I'm talking about like real playmakers and big time guys.
I'm only fucking with you.
No, I know. But Stephon Diggs, only guy. I like experience a little bit better. Now, if this was Rams, like I said, Rams Patriots, I'm sorry, I'm taking the Rams all day. It's not even a question. Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, all those guys got experience on the defense, offense, got Sean McVay. Mike Vrabel's never been he's been in a Super Bowl, but he's never been like a coach. As a coach. And I'm missing the name for Seattle's coach, but he's never been there either.
Or Mike McDonald.
Mike McDonald. He's never been there either. So it's definitely going to be weird. I like the coach on experience-wise for Mike Vrabel more than I do McDonald, but I think there's more playmakers that have done more in this game and big games on Seattle's side than there is New England. But there's history, man. I think Seattle, with like you said earlier in the podcast before we got
Seattle's revenge.
I think that's a big part where people are not really looking at. I think that's a big part. I think Seattle's revenge is coming. So I think Seattle wins this game, but don't be surprised if New England surprises everybody.
I agree with you, and I think that Sam Darnold has been thrown to the fire by a lot of teams in his career. The Jets, obviously being the number 3 overall pick, and honestly had a pretty good rookie season. After that, led the league in interceptions twice. Then Jet fans were upset that they they traded him out of town, and the narrative came, oh well, man, all right, you let Sam Darnold go. What about the Minnesota? What about the Carolina Panthers? What about the San Francisco 49ers? What about the Minnesota Vikings, who went 14-3 last year? They're probably scratching their heads because they got a guy, JJ McCarthy, who looks like Zach Wilson behind center and can't see the field. So take that under consideration when you're talking about Sam Darnold, who had an astronomically good season this year. The guy threw for over 4,000 yards. Over 4,000 yards, had 25 touchdowns. The interceptions were a little high, but for Darnold, he doesn't need to be Josh Allen. He just needs to be a competent quarterback who can call the offense, see the field how it is, and just run the right play, make the right decision. There's no problem with having a situation where he just needs to check the ball down. You don't need to force everything. When he was with the Jets, and I don't want to make comparisons. I'm a Jets fan through and through. We supported this guy with Robbie freaking Anderson. Now you give Sam Darnold a guy like Jackson Smith-Njigba, and he's got Cooper Kupp, who's been showing up in the playoffs. Cooper Kupp, but that's experience that Zach's been talking about, is the experience from these guys who have previously been in a Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp's a Super Bowl champion. You know, DeMarcus Lawrence, who's never been to the Super Bowl, but he's been to an AFC championship or NFC championship. He's been in the playoffs. He's been in big games with Dallas. Like, you have all these experienced guys on the defensive side of the ball who can play. Bobby Wagner is back in the Super Bowl. Did people forget how damn good Bobby freaking Wagner is? Like, come on, man. Come on.
Even at his age, he's still really
coming back to the Seahawks and literally revitalizing his career. It's literally nothing can get any better than that, man. So I think that when we're talking about the Seahawks, give that defense the same respect that you would give to the Broncos. They're just as good as the Broncos defense, ladies and gentlemen. And I understand the weather conditions. I understand the weather conditions come into play, but Drake May better show up to play, because he's about to get probably the Broncos defense through and through is probably a better coverage type defense.
What about the Texans,
better pass rush. The Texans have the best pass rush in the league. It's not even close.
So they played against both of them, and they were able to beat them. But I didn't like the way Drake May and the offense played in those both games.
I'm not a big fan of the – I understand the Texans get a lot of hype for their defense. Listen to me. Their defense is made from their defensive line. Let's be real. They're made from their defensive line. Stingley's all pro. Stingley's all pro. Stingley's all pro. Drake May did his thing against that defense, against that secondary. Okay, he did his thing against that secondary, and that defensive line had 6 sacks. They kept them in the game because they had 6 freaking sacks. Zach, you know, so things like that, you got to take it under consideration. I still think this game is going to be 24-17, 24-16, possibly lose by 2, not making the 2-point conversion. And Drake May and the Patriots offense just needs to establish the run game early. Try to get Seattle off hinge the first play of the game. Run the ball right down their throats, set the tone, whatever it is for the Patriots. Okay, they have to establish that run game first so that they can spread the field, go into doubles. Okay, spread the field. They can work with a swing pass. They can work with an out. You don't need to throw the ball downfield to win the game every single time unless it's the fourth quarter. Okay, realistically, it's called game management. If Mike Rabel's smart, which he is, because he took a 4-13 team straight to the Super Bowl this year, and Josh McDaniels, who's for some reason every time he gets another chance to come back with the Patriots, he's in God mode. He's in God mode as an offensive coordinator. He's one of the very best play callers that this game has ever seen. He helped develop Tom Brady. He helped establish Tom Brady. That's just a little talk for you. I still think this game is going to be a low-scoring game. I got the Seahawks winning, ladies and gentlemen.
I like it. All right. Well, that's a wrap. We got our picks in. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's a really good Super Bowl. I think it is going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks. But again, 3 key points in the Super Bowl for both teams. Who establishes the running game first, and can they establish it throughout the game? Who can turn the ball over the first, and if both quarterbacks can play competent football, where basically they're not forcing everything, they're actually playing to what the defense gives. Like Joey was saying, check downs, throwing it away when you have to. Don't force it because you don't need to be Superman. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that are out there that are Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Fair.
I don't think there's any. So if you're not those 2 guys, then there's no need to be heroic. You got team around you. You got good coaches around you. Just trust your offense. Just trust your system. Trust your defense and do what you got to do. Hopefully both teams do well. Hopefully there's no big, terrible injuries. And I hope it's a good game. But we'll see what happens. And we'll see it happen at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday night. All righty, let's move on to the NBA trade deadline. Joey,
oh, man. Jeez, what a deadline, bro.
What are we going to talk about first here?
I think you have to address the elephant in the room. I mean, what the hell are the Dallas Mavericks doing? That's the big. We need to put an emphasis on that because 29 games, 16-13 out of 85 possible games that Anthony Davis could have played for the Dallas Mavericks in the last 2 seasons. You're telling me that you traded Anthony Davis, you traded D'Angelo Russell, who's an above-average point guard, ladies and gentlemen. He does not suck. He is very good. Well, I wouldn't say very good, but he is good. D'Lo, and then you sent back Chris Middleton for Anthony Davis, Zach? This is no disrespect towards Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is not in his prime anymore. Chris Middleton hasn't been relevant since he won the title with the Bucks 4 years ago. He hasn't played. He missed the entire 2024 season. What?
Yeah.
This is going down as the worst trade maybe in the history of sports. Maybe. That's a big question mark. Luka is literally taking a Lakers team with LeBron James, with those guys in LA. They're battling for a ring, bro. They're battling for an NBA title. That team is balling right now, man. They just traded Gabe Vincent, who I actually really like. Gabe Vincent. He was very good with the Heat. He honestly made a name for himself, especially in that 2020 NBA Finals. Like, that was a pretty sick Finals, even though there was no fans. But, I mean, just look at this, man. The moving point, listen, the Wizards are going to be good next year, man. The Wizards are going to be good. If they get a top draft pick, especially with the draft picks that they also got, like, you're talking Trae Young, you're talking Anthony Davis, you're talking these guys that can ball in Washington. That Washington team's got a solid future, man. Whatever they do, whoever they add, I mean, who knows? Could they be interested in a Giannis in the offseason? Put Giannis on that team with Trae Young and Anthony Davis. They trade their young core for the established superstar. But the Dallas Mavericks are in trouble. They're in deep trouble. They're lucky that they got Cooper Flagg to keep them relevant. Who Cooper Flagg is probably the unanimous MVP, unanimous rookie of the year. I'm sorry, the unanimous rookie of the year because he's that damn good. But the Dallas Mavericks got some organizational issues, man. Ever since Mark Cuban sold that team, they thought that trading Luka was going to get them over the hump and bringing in Anthony Davis for defense, except Anthony Davis has a history of injuries, missing 86 out of his 86 possible games. It angers me, Zach. It angers me because these guys get paid millions of dollars. Two double signs, two dollar signs ahead of that. Okay, they get paid millions. Show up to work. I understand that you're hurt, but guess what? Maybe 4 to 5. Maybe give back some of that money just for your team. Clear some cap space. Do yourself, do your team, do your brothers a favor, because at this point, what future does Dallas have? I mean, Cooper Flag. That's it, bro. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. It's
Yeah.
sickening.
It is. I have to agree with you. There's not really much of a disagreement on that. And because of the fact that, again, I'm a Lakers fan through and through. We traded away Anthony Davis, got Luka, love Luka. Miss Anthony Davis on the defensive end, 1,000%, because we can't play defense. But again, the injury bug has been his problem ever since he's entered the league. He had a good stint with the Pelicans, and once he started getting injured, he has just not been the same. I mean, 2020 bubble was peak Anthony Davis, and you saw what he can do.
Oh, he was so good
when he's fully healthy and when he has whatever. But let's go on a limb here, guys. COVID. What if we didn't go into COVID? Would he be healthy? Would he have stayed healthy? Remember, we had a fucking almost, excuse my French, but we had multiple months off until the NBA season resumed. So that's enough to get him ready to go and all that stuff. The wear and tear is off. You're sitting down, you're training, you're getting treatment, all that stuff, all that fun stuff. How do we know he doesn't get hurt during that season? That's a long time from now ago. But again, that's something you could put up there as well.
I hear that.
In general, though, I really do think that Anthony Davis now going to the Wizards will definitely be an interesting one. I don't think they'll be in the runs to get Giannis, because they'll probably have to give up somebody like Anthony Davis. If it's going to be a swap like that, it would be. But I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Bucks going to do that at all. I don't like that at all for them. But in general, Wizards going to be really good. Trae Young, Alex Sarr still there, the young guy. You have now Anthony Davis. The projection is a top 10 pick, so they'll have a top 10 pick. You'll see what happens, where they'll go when it comes to the lottery pick. We'll see what happens there. But I think the Wizards really lucked out, and we'll see what happens in Washington.
They got him for they got two premier players for honestly less than anybody could have expected.
Exactly.
I think they got Trae Young for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they got
nothing.
And I think that was a disrespect to Trae Young. For why would Atlanta do that?
It's just some of these trades aren't really making sense. I mean, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the James Harden trade. I think that Cleveland is going to be obviously probably a top 4 team in the end. But I don't James Harden, and I don't mean to just jump to James Harden, but I just wanted to talk about James Harden for a second. That man, if you're seeing what the world is saying about James Harden, they are not happy that he's on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because this guy has gone to 5 he's been on 5 teams in his career. 5 times he's asked for a trade. 5 times since 2018. Are you kidding me? 5 times you bail on your team just because you have some things that you're not okay with. You have a problem with how the organization is putting the product on the floor and what type of product is going into things. James Harden, you had Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is an all-NBA player, bro. All-time NBA player, okay? You had Kawhi Leonard. You had a solid team. But let's go back to 2018. After that Western Conference Finals exit in Game 7 when they could have had a chance to defeat Kevin Durant and the Warriors, what did James Harden do? Hey, Daryl Morey, let's get rid of Chris Paul and let's bring in my buddy Russell Westbrook. Let's go get Russell Westbrook. Let's trade firsts. Let's trade a couple firsts for Russell Westbrook. Oh, yeah, he's coming off his MVP season. We're trading for MVP Russ. The next season, James Harden asked for a trade. He asked Russ. He basically asked them, hey, guys, this isn't good for me anymore. I'm just going to come into training camp fat, overweight, slow, and that's just going to be things. You guys are going to trade me. Brooklyn Nets take a chance on him. What happened after one season? Hamstring, hurt. Kyrie Irving, foot, hurt. Kevin Durant, toe on the line. No Nets championship. My life, boom, explodes. That's how things go. James Harden is a team killer. I am very much against this trade because I don't think bringing in James Harden for a team who already has Donovan Mitchell, already has Evan Mobley, solidified on the defense with Jared Allen, does James Harden really make you that better? First off, he's got to apply himself. If you're a championship team, does James Harden apply himself, put his 150% effort into the team? Because think about it, James Harden's always been a guy that wants the damn ball in his hands, and Donovan Mitchell is a dominant ball first point guard.
Yeah.
So to think about it, Kenny Atkinson's got some work to do. Floor is yours, Zach.
Hey, that's a great point. I just want to pivot back to the Mavericks one because I wanted to talk about the Cooper Flag thing. I think that the only reason that the Mavericks are not going to literally just fold up the franchise and throw it out is because Cooper Flag is the real deal. That dude is going to be the best player in the NBA in a few years. He's going to be competing against Victor, SGA, all those. He might be better than all. He looks really, really good. I was looking at a TikTok today, one of the top analysts explaining things like Cooper Flag was not expected to be coming in here like this. He was expected to be a floor general, a guy that is a glue guy, good on defensive end, impacts in all levels of basketball, but not this pure scorer. He has stuff that Jason Tatum took 5 years to develop. He's doing stuff that now big-time stars right now have taken years to develop, and he's already doing it at the age of 20 or 21 years old. Like, this is looking like a LeBron-esque type of thing. Not saying he's LeBron, obviously, not even close. But I'm just saying that his game has gone to a totally different level, and we did not see this in Duke. And again, you can't see all these things because he's in a system, and that's how the systems run. But now that there's no Kyrie for right now, there's no Anthony Davis anymore, it's all him. I would like to see Kyrie and him healthy playing together. I think that is people still don't realize Kyrie's still on that team. And he is still a prolific scorer. He is still Kyrie. He is still Uncle Drew, no matter what the case is. Obviously, you got to see him off this injury, but I think he's going to come back really good. So I think people are forgetting that there's still a champion player on that squad.
Time out 1 second. I want to add to that, and then the floor is yours. People forget that Kyrie Irving got hurt in the Western Conference Finals. They probably would have won. They probably would be in the NBA Finals if he's healthy, man.
Yeah, they were playing really well until he got hurt.
That's the thing with these guys, man. Harden, hamstrings. Somehow James Harden has only one body part that he hurts, and that's his hamstring. I don't know how. Kyrie Irving, it seems like he either tears his ACL or he's got a knee injury or he's got a foot injury, something. But, he actually legitimately tore his ACL. So he needs to come back and honestly prove to the league that he's still got it, that he's Uncle Drew, that he can make the killer crossover, his sick layups, his little floater,
Yeah.
That's something that people are going to be talking about the Mavericks for a long time, having a generational talent in Luka Doncic. I'm not saying that Luka Doncic, I actually think he's a lazy defensive player, but I do think that he's gotten better on the Lakers than he was on the Mavericks. The dude can score points, man, and this is a league that's...
Or he's averaging 34 a game.
I mean, come on, man. You can't ask for anything better than Luka. He doesn't, at this point, Luka, you don't have to play defense on my team, man. Just shoot the ball. If it goes in, it goes in.
Exactly. I wouldn't put it better myself. Another trade that I'd like to go over before we wrap up here. Again, I voiced my opinion about the Clippers. I think the Clippers. I think Clippers got a point guard in Darius Garland. He needs to come to play, stop being hurt, and he needs to stay healthy in order for me to give him his flowers. But I do think that's a good player alongside of Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. I think is going to be good. Again, like I said, what Joey said, he has to apply himself. He has to be 100%, 150% in, and then that will be a good trade. We'll see how that goes. Another one, Jonathan Kuminga, gone from the Warriors for Kristaps Porzingis. I like the move for the Warriors, but why? Kristaps Porzingis hasn't played a minute in this season. He's hurt. Jonathan Kuminga is a young rising star. I like him a lot. I think Steve Kerr just didn't know what to do with him. I think he really fucked up on this one with Kuminga. And now he's going to a Hawks team who really doesn't have any future either. I don't like the Hawks and their constructive ways right now, so they got to hope to get something big because they just let go of everybody pretty much. And then I just think that if the Warriors are looking to what we were talking about earlier before we went on the podcast, I think they're looking for next year because Jimmy Butler tore his ACL. He's out. If Jimmy Butler didn't tear his ACL, I like this move. And Kristaps is able to be healthy enough by playoff time. I like this move big time. Or by All-Star break, I like this. Because you can put Steph at the 1. 2, you can put Porzingis. 3, you could bring in Draymond. You could put Jimmy. And then you got Porzingis at the 5, Al Horford at the 4. Or if you want to go big, you could put Steph at the 1, Jimmy at the 2, Draymond at the 3, Al at the 4, and Porzingis at the 5. That's a big-time lineup. Last time Boston won, they brought in Porzingis to pair with Al Horford, and they won the championship with height and size. So I think that would be a good one. But we'll see what happens. Again, they needed height. They got it. But this is another guy, another Anthony Davis type of guy. He's always injured. When he's healthy, he's great, but he's barely even in the lineup. So, and then Buddy Hield left as well with the Hawks trade. So we'll see. It was a very interesting trade deadline. We did not see a Giannis move. He's
shocked.
Very shocked. Did not see that. There was talks about Kawhi Leonard even being moving since James Harden was. That didn't happen either. The whole bullshit about LeBron leaving or whatever the case is, like, guys, he's not going anywhere. He has his kids. He's got his business. He's got everything there. If he leaves in the offseason. He's not leaving midseason, and I don't even think he's leaving in the offseason. He's retiring not this year, it's next year. Next year is his retirement. Will be the first one to tell you that I'll be wrong if I come out and he does retire after this year. It just doesn't seem like it.
I'll be shocked.
I'd be shocked if he retired. He's going to do a farewell tour, just like Dirk, just like Kobe, all that crap. He's going to do that. I think that's good for him. The shit that he's done for the NBA, for the league, for basketball, he deserves that. And the world needs to give that to him, and that's what he deserves the most. So I think next year is that year. This year is trying to compete for a championship. And again, the Lakers are in the fold. I don't like the way we've played defensively. Offensively, can't shoot the freaking ball. Consistently, we were like one of the worst shooting teams when uncontested. When we're contested, we actually shoot better, which doesn't make any freaking sense. But we just did get Luke Kennard, knockdown shooter for Gabe Vincent. I like that move. We desperately needed that. So we'll see what happens. Again, a lot of trades. We didn't go over everything. But for the most part, the biggest move of today, or of the whole trade deadline, were 3 guys: Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and James Harden. All those went to different teams. We'll see what happens. Both those guys, Anthony Davis and Trae Young, are hurt, so we won't see them for a bit. James Harden is going to be plugged in right into Cleveland, so we'll see that very soon. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for the first podcast back. All right. I don't know what happened. That kicked me out. My bad, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the first podcast on the Fire Sports Pod, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go, as well as Twitch. We'll catch you guys next week, starting Tuesdays and Thursdays around this time, give or take, 4 to 4:30. We'll be live on Twitch. as well as posting this on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and check out for our TikToks for some news and some updates around the sports world. Other than that, guys, enjoy your weekend. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Take care,
And
guys.
we'll see you guys later. Peace.